tomato juice. Skyline Chili. We have Buckeyes, the world's largest basket. I'm Dr. Stephen Gundry, and I'm here today to talk with you about the state of your plate. And it's time to hit the road. Today we'll be cruising on over to Ohio. Follow along as we discover the nutritional value of popular foods in the Buckeye State. But before we begin, make sure to like and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future episodes. Your state could be the next. Now, in a previous episode, I dropped a hint for you on what state we would cover next. The clue was the state's name means Great River. Of course, by now we know we're talking about Ohio. The name was in reference to the Ohio River and was inspired by the Iroquois. All right, how about we get caught up to speed on some fun facts about Ohio before we dive into the state's favorite meals? One interesting fact I've discovered is that Cleveland was the first city to experience light generated by electricity. All of this happened in 1879 in Cleveland's public square via an arc lamp. Talk about an exciting announcement to make. It was Charles Brush who presented the first street light demonstration to the public, igniting the pathway to a new era of technology. Another illuminating fact about Ohio state culture is that it's home to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum. A visit to this museum would offer you the history of rock music as well as the information about people who had influence on the music industry. Another cool piece of architecture in Ohio is the world's largest basket. Previously known as the Longenberger Company headquarters, a manufacturer and distributor of maple wood baskets, the building is 180,000 square feet and 7 stories high. That's plenty of space to pack the ultimate picnic. Now that we know a little bit more about Ohio, let's see how some favorite dishes in the state rate in the eyes of nutrition and overall gut health. First up, we have tomato juice. Now, tomato juice has been the official state beverage of Ohio since 1965. During this time period, Ohio was the second leading producer of tomato juice in America. It was Alexander Livingston who released the first tomato to the public. According to history, Livingston spent 2 decades planting the seeds of his best tomatoes to create the flavor that he wanted. Juicy, but still hard around the edges for shipping purposes. It's also fun to note that there is a tomato festival in Reynoldsburg that you can attend today. The festival dates all the way back to the 60s. Now, I'd like to throw a few tomatoes at tomato juice. Truth is, it's loaded with lectins and not great for the gut. Plus, unfortunately, it has a high sugar content. So the combination of lectins and sugar is a no-no for the gut. Sorry, tomato juice. Next up, we have Skyline Chili. Now, this one is very specific to Cincinnati. It's actually a family recipe carried over from Castoria, Greece. Now, some of the key ingredients include lean ground beef, extra virgin olive oil, onions, chili powder, tomato sauce, get this, spaghetti, cheese, kidney beans, and it's topped off with what I call oyster crackers, but in Cincinnati they're called Skyline crackers. Now, this sounds delicious, except for maybe the spaghetti, and is on every Cincinnatian's list of food recommendations. But how does it stack up when it comes to gut health? Well, where do I start? The crackers. That's just gluten and sugar. The cheese, this cheese isn't real cheese. In fact, if you go to Cincinnati like I have and had this dish, it's like eating rubber plastic. The chili is a really weak chili that is sitting on a pile of spaghetti. And it's more like chili spaghetti soup. The spaghetti, of course, is wheat, and the chili is loaded with tomatoes and lectins from the chili powder. There's nothing good here. Sorry. And finally, we have Buckeyes. Now, remember when I told you that Ohio's nickname is the Buckeye State? This is because Buckeye trees are prevalent in Ohio. The nuts that fall from the tree actually look like a buck's eye. So it's no surprise as to why Buckeyes are a popular dessert in Ohio. Now, these are essentially peanut butter balls dipped in chocolate. Some additional ingredients include butter, vanilla, and sugar. What makes these different from classic peanut butter balls is that a circle of peanut butter is left visible. This way, the final treat mirrors the nut you would find on a Buckeye tree. While this easy-to-make no-bake dessert is tasty, it's not the best option when it comes to your gut. First of all, peanuts are one of the highest lectin-containing foods that exist, and so many people have a sensitivity to the peanut lectin. Secondly, this is peanuts with sugar, a double problem for your gut. And I trained at the University of Michigan, so I would never do anything for Buckeyes. So let's do a quick recap of each dish. Tomato juice, one of the nightshade family. It's got tons of lectins and tons of sugar. What can I say about Skyline Chili from Cincinnati? Marvelous lectin bomb. There's nothing good in here for you. And pouring chili over pasta, I know I'm going to get a lot of letters from Cincinnati, and I apologize, but this is not chili. Finally, Buckeyes. This is just a lectin and sugar bomb as well. Sorry guys, you're out of here. It's time to get the map out. Now, let's determine whether or not Ohio is a gut-healthy state based on some of the popular meals we went over today. Let's rate them by color. Blue stands for great for your gut. And yellow, you'll probably love it, but your gut won't. So, after looking at these dishes, I'm going to go with... oh, there's no question. Yellow. Sorry, Ohio, your meals are tasty, but aren't great for the gut. We have our second solid yellow state, now tying New York for the worst state foods for your gut. And that's my take on the state of your plate, Ohio. Join me next time where I'll review 3 popular dishes from a new state and rate it if it's good for your gut. Tell you what, I'll give you a hint. This state is nicknamed the Cornhusker State. Any guesses? Be sure to comment below. I'm Dr. Stephen Gundry. Thank you for watching. Now it's time to hit the road for our next destination. I'll see you there.